Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? Welcome back to Charles's Movie Room. And I got a Blu-ray update for you. Before I get into that, many of you may be wondering, surprised to see me. My last video was about 6 months ago, and I've not done a lot with this YouTube channel. So I was gonna do a little channel overview and update on what I hope to do with this in the new year, and then I was gonna get into my Blu-ray update. So it might be a little bit of a longer video. For those of you who may not know, I've published my very first YouTube video on this channel back in 2015 in January. So it has been 5 years of this channel, which is crazy. I originally called it Charles's World. At the time, I was running a Tumblr blog called the same name, so I wanted it to be kind of a connected thing. Soon after, about September, so several months later, I changed it to Charles's Toy Room because really it was more about Legos, and then I got into Funko Pop collecting in 2015, the later part of that year. And so it was really more about that stuff. And then when I moved around that time, and then I got really into comic books, and it continued to be Charles' Toy Room, but it was mainly focused on comic books. A little bit about Legos, and then about Funko Pops. And then I don't know the exact day I changed it, but in June 15, 2018, I changed it to Charles's Movie Room. That's the first time I talked about it. And mainly 2018, I discovered what BlueTuber was, talking about movies. I always collected movies. I've been collecting movies for 15 years or so. DVDs first, and then Blu-rays. But really, that really kicked off what I wanted to do on the channel, and that was just to be a movie channel. I'm still doing some Funko Pop stuff. I still did some comic book stuff. I still do everything on here. The one thing I really haven't done a lot on YouTube is board games, because those videos just don't do very well, because this is not an actual board game channel. As I said, my last video was published back in July, so about 6 months ago. I've had lots of ideas since then. I've tried to do a Halloween horror-thon. It didn't really work because I'm really busy with work. I tried to do I want to do a movie for every year. I was born favorite of that. And so with that, really, it was hard because I wanted to rewatch the movies and get actual thoughts and write stuff down. I started that project, but I never finished it. And then I wanted to do some other different reviews, and then I also wanted to do some different types of top 10 lists, different lists like that. And then I wanted to do possibly ranking all the movies that I've watched in the month. Now, that could include new titles, new releases, old titles, old movies, rewatches, stuff like that. I keep track of all that stuff on my Letterboxd account, so it'll be really easy. But I never really got into that because, yet again, I just don't really know how to do that. I've never been a big video editor on YouTube, which is funny because I have a degree in video editing and all that, and camera work and stuff. This has always been an amateur thing for me. So, if any of those ideas, you would like to see, write that in the comment section below. What I've been doing since July is I've donated all of my single issue comic books to a school. And so I no longer have any single issue comic books. I'm currently selling off most of my board game collection on eBay. I'm trying to get out of board games. I just don't play them. I've considered doing the same for my Funko Pops. I'm coming out of another Lego Dark Ages. If you don't know what that is, it means it's kind of the time between your last Lego collection. I've actually built a couple Lego sets here in the last 3 months. I have a bunch more I would like to get in built. I just don't have the space to do them right now. This is why I'm trying to get some of the board games out, so then I can redo my nerd room, which I like to eventually show off. And I continue to collect Blu-rays, TV shows, all that stuff. I've been collecting that the entire time since. I actually filmed the video to put up, but I never actually put it up. Currently, my channel has 51 subscribers. So if you're watching this video and you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. This is kind of the re-kick-off of my channel for 2020. I want to continue to make Blu-ray collection updates. I do want to do some more Lego stuff. I actually thought about creating a separate channel for my Lego stuff, but yet again, I can't even manage running one YouTube channel, so I don't know why I would have the audacity to think I could run two. I still might do that. I've actually looked at a lot of different names, a lot of different ideas, and then I will but I want to do a lot of movies, so that's what the name of the channel is. That's what I want the focus of this to be. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But without further ado, let me go into the Blu-rays I have to show off. This is all the way back in November. It goes all the way back to Black Friday, the Criterion sale, all that stuff. But what I'll start with first is I will start with the Criterions that I picked up in their sale back in November. First one is a Wes Anderson film called Bottle Rocket. It is Spine 450. I've seen part of this movie. When I was watching it, I actually was getting sick, so I didn't finish it. I fell asleep. But it stars Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson, directed by Wes Anderson. I'm trying to get all the Wes Anderson movies on Criterion. They just released one of his newer. They just announced one of his newer ones on there. But this is the 75-year plan. If you've seen this movie, you know what this is all about. And so they include all this in there. It's a pretty cool release. I'm actually becoming a really big Wes Anderson fan through the Criterion Collection. And so I have to pick up. I think I know I have to pick up The Incredible Life of Steve Zissou, and then I think I have one more to pick up, and then I'll pick up Grand Budapest Hotel, and then eventually Isle of Dogs, I'm sure, will come to Criterion. The next one I picked up, I've been trying to pick this one up forever, trying to find it in the stores. When it first came out, I couldn't find it in any store at all. But that is, of course, The Breakfast Club. This is Spine 905. It's a John Hughes fan. This is one of my favorite films of all time. Great release. And then this is the book that comes with it. And so it goes into some different things. Of course, the brain, the athlete, the basket cake, the princess, and the criminal. So, pretty cool release. I'm glad I finally have it on Criterion. Next month's video, you actually see a steelbook of that as well. And then the next one is City Lights, a Charlie Chaplin film. I've been wanting to get Spine number 680 for the Criterion collectors out there. I've been wanting to for a while to get into all the Charles Chaplin movies. I know that a lot of them are on Criterion. Most of them were in stores. And so I actually went back and forth a lot of what to pick up. But I decided to pick up City Lights. But I do want all the Chaplin movies on Criterion that they have. Criterion sale is hard because there's so much I want because I'm so late to this game. Usually I try to stick it to a certain number, but this time I went a little bit overboard. Trying to get different stuff caught up. The next one is another Wes Anderson movie called The Darjeeling Unlimited. It has Jason Schwartzman, Adrian Brody, Owen Wilson. I've not seen this. It takes place on a train from the looks at it. I've not seen this one yet, but I am very excited to take a look at it. It comes with like a suitcase container. I'm sure those of you who've seen the movie understand that. This was the first Criterion I've ever opened that came with the J card, and so I went and put the J card inside there. So I would have all the special features and know what kind of is going on. That was kind of weird that I didn't. It came with a J card. That was definitely interesting. Next one is Stagecoach, directed by John Ford. Spine 516. I've heard of this movie. I've actually wanted to get this movie for a while on Criterion. And so I finally picked it up. It is a John Wayne movie. It comes with a pretty big, thick book. I actually know John Ford because of a documentary on Netflix called They Came Back. Because John Ford was one of the movie directors in Hollywood that went over to World War II and actually helped them make some documentaries and stuff. 1939 movie. Pretty interested to check that one out. Next up, I have two David Lynch movies. The first one is Eraserhead. I think this is his debut feature. It's a 1977 movie. It's only 89 minutes. But it comes with kind of this different artwork. Here is the book that it comes with. So a pretty thick book. And so I'm pretty interested to check this movie out. I've heard this movie is very weird and different. But I can't wait to check it out. And see, and to kind of get into the Lynch films as well. There's a lot of David Lynch films on the Criterion Collection. This is Spine 725. And another David Lynch movie is Mulholland Drive. Pick this one up. This is by number 779. This is a 2001 movie with Naomi Watts and Laura Herring in it. I've actually heard of this movie before. I've never seen it. And so I'm actually really excited to check it out. It comes in another one of these paper containers. And then here is the book that it comes with. So, pretty cool. I definitely enjoy all of the Criterion releases. And then the get that back in there. And then the final Criterion I picked up is Red River, a film by Howard Hawks. Another John Wayne movie. This is Spine 709. I don't know a lot of those movies. It's made in 1948. I know that it comes with the book that it was based on called Blazing Guns on the Crimson Trail. So that's kind of cool. It comes with the actual book. I'm excited to check this out. It has a lot of good special features. So those are all the Criterions for the month of November. I kind of went a little crazy on all of that, but I am excited to check all of that out. And then I guess I'll go into just the regular releases. So first up, most of these are Black Friday. This one is not. It's called Any Given Sunday. I bought this on the dump out of Walmart. Great movie, great sports movie, great Oliver Stone movie. Really like Al Pacino in this movie. If you've not seen this, you should definitely check it out if you like football and sports. I picked this up in the dump bin at Walmart for $5. Definitely worth it. Get the cover lined up here. Okay. And I think the rest of this stack is all Black Friday. Next up, The Long Shot. This is a movie with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. I believe Charlize Theron is running for president. She meets Seth Rogen, which is a guy that she hung out with in high school. He goes on this adventure with her. I've actually never seen this movie. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I know people that have watched it. So I'm excited to check it out. Next up is Detective Pikachu, Pokemon movie with Ryan Reynolds and Justice Smith. So excited to check out the Pokemon movie from 2019. So I have a lot of high hopes. And then the next is Brightburn. I've been told this movie is the Superman for horror genre. It's based on a superhero, but it is of course a very dark take, a horror movie. It is from producer James Gunn, which is of course behind Guardians of the Galaxy. Came out in 2019. So there you go. This next movie is not from Black Friday. I picked this up, I think, at Dollar Tree. And that is The Ugly Truth, a romantic comedy, perfect movie for the month of February. Alright, do a video. Tell me if you think this is down below my top 10 favorite romantic comedies. I could probably do that. I have to look at ones I own and then ones maybe I don't own that I should probably pick up to do that. But I think that'd be a cool video to make. Next up, Black Friday purchase Bohemian Rhapsody from 2018. Have not seen it. It's on the list, long list of movies to watch. I'm excited to check it out once I get around to it. Next up is Alice in Wonderland, the 60th anniversary edition. I'm sure this movie will come out eventually on the Signature Collection, but until it does, I have this copy. It's a 2-disc combo pack. Comes with the Blu-ray DVD with tons of special features. And then next up is How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. So this is the third movie in the trilogy. I've seen the first two. I have not seen this one. I'm definitely a big fan of How to Train Your Dragon. And so I definitely need to check out this movie and maybe rewatch the trilogy. I've always enjoyed Jay Baruchel in these movies. I think he does a great job as the main character. And then next up is Pete's Dragon, the original Pete's Dragon. Trying to find the year on the back of here. I haven't seen these movies for a very, very, very long time since I was a kid. But it was on Black Friday, so I figured I'd pick it up. 35th anniversary edition on Blu-ray. Came with Disney Movie Rewards, so that's cool. I can't find the original date on this movie anywhere. Next up, another Black Friday pickup is The Revenant, Leonardo DiCaprio movie from 2015. Alejandro Inarritu directed it as an Oscar movie back in the day when it did come out. Tom Hardy's in it. Movie that's on my list I need to watch. Picked up this next movie. I've actually seen the first one, but I don't own it, and that's The Secret Life of Pets 2. I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would. So I went ahead and picked up the sequel on Black Friday. So I actually need to watch it, and I need to pick up Secret Life of Pets as well. So there is that movie. And I picked up the sequel to Sicario, Day of the Soldado. So the sequel to Sicario, and then the second one, of course, the Day of the Soldado with Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin. I got to Sicario last Black Friday. I still haven't watched it. I know what it is. It's on my list. I really need to pop both of these in and watch them. This movie came out last year, I believe. Yeah, it's 2018. So there you go. This next movie is a Roger Hammerstein classic I've actually seen. I've actually been on a tour where this film was made over in Switzerland. And that is, of course, The Sound of Music. I can't tell you the last time I actually watched this movie, but it is a classic. I didn't have it on Blu-ray. So, of course, I had to pick it up from 1965. And yes, I've been on the official Sound of Music tour in Switzerland, so that's pretty cool. It wasn't cool in the moment, but now it is cool to think about it. And then the next one, another Disney. I picked up Mickey, Donald, Goofy, The Three Musketeers. Another Disney. I always love Walmart Black Friday. They have tons of Disney pickups for Black Friday. So I don't know if I've ever seen this. That's only 68 minutes, so it's not a really long movie. So let's check it out. Next up is Yesterday. I've actually watched this movie. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I like that Ed Sheeran's in it. It's just funny to actually think that if this would happen in real life, would somebody actually do what this guy did? I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it's a really good ending. It does Beatles fans everywhere justice in the end, and I'll leave it at that. If you haven't watched this movie, pick it up on Redbox or something. It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. Well made. Continuing the Disney trend, picked up Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and Milo's Return. I don't think I've seen any of these movies at all, but yet again, why not on Black Friday? Keeping on the Disney trend, Brother Bear and Brother Bear 2. Yet again, not movies I probably would ever watch, but I picked them up because it's Black Friday. Why not own as many Disney movies as you can possibly own? So, there we go. I think that's the last Disney movie I have, but don't quote me. Next up is and I'm surprised I haven't seen this movie sooner because I really love the director of this movie. I liked all of his movies, which I don't understand why he's not on here. Damien Chazelle. This is, I think, his third movie that I know of. Maybe it's fourth. I think it's his third. That's First Man with Ryan Gosling and Claire Foy. I'm a big fan of Claire Foy now after watching The Crown. So I'm really, really excited that this is picked this up. I need to check it out. Next up, but was a big fan of these books as a kid. Loved them, read them all. And that is, of course, Goosebumps. Here's Goosebumps 2. I have Goosebumps. The first one I not with Jack Black. I haven't watched it. I actually need to take these movies out because it would be really, I think there would be a cute story. Of course, a little scary because it is Halloween, but at the same time, I think it's innocent enough because it is an anime. It is, Sony Pictures animation. So, yeah, excited to need to check both of those out. And then the last two here, both similar, same theme. First, I'll show the original first, and that is actually How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I had the Jim Carrey version. I did not have the original version, so I wanted to pick it up. And so this is that movie. I've seen this, of course, a bunch of times. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I got that. And then finally, the newest rendition of the story. And I actually didn't want to watch this movie at all. I had no interest in it. I really like the director, or one of the directors, but I just had no interest in watching it, and that is The Grinch. I just don't think it needed to be made. But I actually love this movie. This is probably now my favorite Grinch movie, to be honest with you. I just like the story of it a little better. He's more of an approachable Grinch. There are certain things I liked and didn't like. Um, I like some of the approachable stuff. After I rewatched the Jim Carrey version, that one's probably still my favorite actually. But this one, it was a close second. There are some things I like and didn't like about it. Um, and they're kind of very different because I liked Jim Carrey's Grinch because he was scary, but the little girl saw through him. This one he is relatable, but then he kind of runs into the little girl and they become friends, a different way than before. But the director I like is Scott Moser, which of course produced all of Kevin Smith's early films, and so that's what I was talking about there. So those are all of the regular releases. Next up, I will do the slipcovers, 4Ks, and steelbooks. First off, speaking of Kevin Smith, is a Jay and Silent Bob reboot. This came out 2 weeks ago, I think. I have not watched it yet. I didn't even go on the road show he did. I really wanted to. But I can't wait to watch this. I've been told it's not very good, but I don't care because it's one of those things where I really can't wait to watch all of his old characters come to life again. Next up is the Joker movie. And that it's pretty dark. Lighting here is not good. It keeps going in and out. But this is the Joker movie. I saw this in theaters. I'm not rewatching it on 4K, but I really like this movie. Joker. And then next up, I found this on the day before Black Friday. I don't think it was even on sale, but it was a good price, and that is $3.10 to Yuma. So I really enjoyed this movie. Alright, now for the Steelbooks. First up, Zombieland Double Tap. Watched this movie the day it came out. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I still like the original one, but it's a really good sequel. It adds stuff to the story. It kind of continues some of the story arcs. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. If you liked the first one, go out and watch it. Next up is Ultraman Ultra 7. I haven't even opened this thing up because I don't know if I will ever watch any of these things, but now that I've collected them, I'm going to collect all of them. But this is just a TV series about Ultraman and the different stories. So I might get around to watching them one day. I didn't realize I hadn't even opened that up yet. Next up, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Steelbook. Really, I enjoyed this movie. I really need to rewatch it, but I don't have 2 hours and 45 minutes to dedicate to it. But I enjoyed part of it in the theater. It was a pretty long movie. But I thought all the actors did a great job. And then the final Steelbook of the month is It, Chapter 2. It's a cool Steelbook. So on the front of it, I'm not going to be able to see it because the light are all the adults, and on the back are all the kids. I wanted more from this movie. I wanted something very, very different than what I got. I loved the first one. It's one of my favorite horror movies of the modern era. I just really wanted something different from this movie. I've not rewatched it. I'll rewatch it here in a couple of weeks because we're actually showing this movie. But yeah, I don't really have anything. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it either. Alright, so I'll end on some TV shows I picked up on Black Friday and then were gifts. First is the 12th and final season of The Big Bang Theory. So I have all 12 seasons of this show. Not much can be said. Perfect ending. And I want to go back and rewatch the entire series because I watched it in bits and pieces. Next is Krypton, the first season. The second and final season is actually out now. I need to pick it up. But it is a cool little show about Krypton. I believe it was on Sci-Fi. So there's that. Next up is the complete 4th season of Supergirl. I collect all the DC shows. I usually will watch them when they're done. I'm only watching one current DC show that I've actually caught up with. And then the next is the 5th season of The Flash. So there's that. And then finally the 7th season of Arrow. So I'm actually missing 2 DC seasons. That's the 2nd season of Black Lightning, and then I think the 4th season of DC Legends of Tomorrow. And I need to pick those up. Amazon still has them on sale. But there you go. That is the Blu-ray haul from November till now. I have a few things for February already. But I'm back, 2020, coming strong at you. So if you haven't, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.